This podcast is brought to you by Infinite Resources, a local staffing agency connecting diverse job candidates in central Iowa companies.
Hello, ladies, and welcome back to another episode of Rooted Latinas.
Hello, a podcast where we share our journey of adapting from a Latino household to life in the U.S., discussing challenges, transforming obstacles, and celebrating personal growth. We are your hosts, Maria Rocha,
Jamie Tovar,
Rocío Hermosillo, and we have our lovely special guest today,
Valeria Velasquez.
Yes!
Welcome, Valeria.
Thank you for having me.
We're so pumped about this topic.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about an au pair.
How do you spell that?
A-U.
Oh, you do know how to spell it.
P-A.
I think I was pronouncing it right.
French.
R.
See, it is
Yeah.
French.
Oh.
P-A-I-R?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pair. Yeah, au pair. An au pair.
Oh.
Which is
Yes.
kind of like a nanny.
Yeah, it's a fancy word for nanny.
Fancy word for nanny.
Oh, fancy.
So,
Oh.
do y'all remember how we even started talking about this?
Well, I brought it up, I think, because since I'm pregnant, I was like, hey, I think we're looking into au pair. We're interviewing people. I was interviewing a girl from Colombia, one from Brazil, and one from Argentina.
That is so cool because
Yeah.
for me, I've heard of an au pair, but I didn't know this was happening in Iowa.
Uh-huh.
That blew my mind.
For me, I didn't even know what that meant. I think I was even
Vale
pronouncing
is
it
a
wrong.
live au pair.
Yes.
So this is what you would get in the mail. No,
Yeah,
we're
in the mail. First class shipping.
yeah, no. But yeah, so we want to know more. So tell us, I have
Ale,
some
tell us a
questions.
little bit about you.
Yeah.
Yes, first,
a little
yes, so
bit
with that.
Okay.
Puede ser en español o en inglés. Como
Okay,
que-
both.
I'm Vale. I'm from Colombia. I'm from Medellin, so I think you have seen Narcos, maybe, so kind of that thing. And yeah, I come from a very big family, like a Latina family, I think.
How many
How
of
many?
you?
We're eight siblings, and like my parents, and like another 8 nieces and nephews, and yeah, so we're like
So you have a big
Huge.
family.
yeah,
Are you-
huge.
Where do you fall in line?
I'm the youngest.
Oh, you're the
Oh,
baby.
girl.
Yeah,
I can
the
relate to
baby
you.
in my house.
Aquí está otra baby
Yeah,
out of
we have
like 10.
Oh my
Híjole,
god.
I always forget.
Yes, girl. Like 30 nieces and nephews. But enough about me.
So,
We're here.
Vale,
Yeah.
so you said, okay, so there's 8 of you in total.
Yes.
Majority all women. men,
We're 5 women and then like 3 boys.
and 3 boys.
Yes.
And are they the oldest?
The oldest one is a boy, and then girl, boy, and
Oh,
girl.
yeah, but they're a couple of twins. So
Oh, you have twins in your family
yeah,
too.
those are the ones that are like next to me, like they.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are the
So
ones.
cool.
Like those.
Son ellos. So how was it growing up? ¿Creciste
mean,
en Colombia or?
Sí, in Colombia. Actually, no, in Medellin, in like a little town very close to Medellin. It's like 30 minutes away, so it's kind of like Johnston and Des Moines.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long were you living there for?
Until I was 17, that I graduated from high school, and then I moved to Medellin because I was going to start the university. And yeah, and I've been in Medellin since then.
Oh.
And how did you hear about this, what an au pair was or the program?
Or how did that start?
Yeah, like.
Well, I was at the university, and I was
Uh-huh.
looking for something like to actually get out of the university because I didn't like what I was studying.
Yeah.
What were you
What
studying?
I was
Yeah.
studying
Thanks.
statistics.
Oh, yeah.
And it turned out that I didn't like maths, how I thought I liked.
Girl, we're going to be best friends.
I used to love math until I took classes too.
Yeah.
I think after my second year, I'm like, yeah, I like numbers, but not like that.
Yeah, I used to like numbers at the high school, and then I got into university, and I was like, I
It's
don't
the
like
noise.
this.
Yeah.
It's the noise. So I was looking like for options, like to find like I don't know, like an excuse to leave the university, and I ended up like starting a course to be in a flight attendant. That's what I am.
Oh.
So for doing that, you have to like certificate that you know how to swim, and you need to take like a test. It's called the chin.
Why? Wait, hold on. To be a flight attendant, you have to know how to swim?
Yeah, and have to like
Interesting.
actually.
Well, I'm out.
I'm assuming that's if, like, you have to land,
In
emergency
case.
land in the
Yeah,
ocean or
yeah, that's
something.
that. Yeah, that
Okay.
emergency landing in the ocean is called ditching. So you have to pass that
Oh.
test.
Interesting.
So it's like literally they like te tiran al agua with
Sí.
clothes on and everything, and you have to like
Oh,
know how to
really?
survive.
That's part of the onboarding.
The training.
Should we add that to our
the
onboarding
training.
process?
Yeah, but it's actually fun. So I was doing like some classes of swimming before that, and there was a girl in my class that was doing the swimming classes because she wanted to be an au pair. And by that year, you needed to have like a swimming certificate to be an au pair. Now you only have like to know how to swim sometimes, even like the family pick. And yeah, and she started talking to me about that. That was in 2019. And I wanted to do the program by that year. So I started researching. I went to like 3 agencies and everything, but my family didn't want me to do that because they thought that it was like trata de blancas or like it was
Sí,
like
claro.
fake or like scam.
Oh.
So I didn't do it in that year. So that's when I started studying like to be like actually a flight attendant. And I started studying, then pandemic came.
You're right.
Yeah. So I was like stuck in my house and everything. Then I in 2021, I finally finished my studies. And then I was doing nothing at my house because there was no work because the airlines were like kind of stopped by then. And so I started like doing this again. And when I finally got my profile like finished, because you have to feel like a profile like a Facebook or something, so you have to make like a letter for the family, put all your references, like if you have take care of kids and everything. And I did that, and then I had a job. And I started working, and I kind of left that, like I wasn't actually researching for a family. And yeah, and then in 2022 on March they activate my profile, and then I got the family that I have.
Oh my
wow.
goodness.
Yeah, so yeah, that's how I started.
So how many families did you talk to?
I talked to 4 families.
4. And they have to pick you, or you can pick them too, or how does that
No,
work?
they pick you. Like you only receive the connection request, and that's all. Like you don't see any other family. You only see the ones that like you. Yeah. And yeah, I think they were like my second family. I received another family, but the other ones who I talked to, they were not like, I feel like I didn't feel any connection or anything.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I'm going in the middle of nowhere because that's Iowa.
Wait, so Violet, was it always like only in Iowa, or were you connecting to families all over the world?
All over the United States.
So the 4, where were they from? One from Iowa.
One from Iowa, 2 of them were from California, so one in San Jose, and the other one, I don't remember the city. And there was another one from Oregon.
Oh, yeah.
So there were another like states. But yeah, I feel like my matching process was really quick and really fast because I knew stories about another girls who they took like, I don't know, like half a year to find a family or something. And with my family, I talked to them once and then we match.
They're like, I like you,
wow.
Violet. You're it.
Yeah,
Let's
it's like,
go.
let's do this. I didn't even talk to the kids or anything. Like it was very, very fast.
You connected with the adults, and you're like, that's good.
Yeah, well, that's good. I mean, and I'm not a very outgoing person. So I was like, what if I go to Iowa? I mean, it's not going to be any different. I don't go out or anything. Yeah, because
right,
I
there's
remember
nothing here.
I had never heard about Iowa before that. So I researched on Google. I was like, Iowa. And then the first picture.
Yes, please
What
tell
was
us.
it? What was it?
The first picture that was there, it was a cornfield. And I was like,
Oh my
okay.
God, I love that.
Voy al rancho.
Yeah, I was like, okay, nothing different because I grew up in a farm. So I was like, okay, voy para otra finca.
Something similar.
Yeah, and so yeah, but I really connected with like my host parents. I love them. So that's
Oh,
why
I
I
love
came
that.
here. Because everybody is like, even the day that I came here, I did migration in New York.
Okay.
And the immigration like person, he was like, what are you going to do in Iowa? he was like, I think you're the only Colombian that is going there. And I was like, oh, yeah, I mean.
He like, was bueno, maybe.
See, yeah, I don't know. And he was like, well, have fun. I don't know. He was like, you're going to eat a lot of corn, you know? And I was like, yeah.
That's a misconception.
So, Vale, how long have you been here then in Iowa?
I already been here for 13, almost 14 months.
And is it what it said on Google? Is it was
What
that
you thought?
true? Yeah, is it what you
Cornfields and
thought?
lame.
Like, what do you mean?
So you know how you said no habías escuchado de Iowa. So you Googled
okay.
it y luego te salió esa.
Yeah,
Esa
no.
pantalla.
I
Is
mean,
it
kind
what
of,
you
just,
thought?
okay, just a little bit, like, un poquito.
Tell us more.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like in Des Moines area, you can find everything. It's just that it's not as easy as in a big city.
Right.
Because I've been like to New York and like I don't know to Florida and everything. It's like okay, it's a big city, but this is not a big city. But you can find everything. And for me, like I'm not going or anything, so for me it was fine because I almost stay at home every day. And so yeah, I mean, I really like Iowa. I feel it's very calm, very like I don't know. So,
That's
yeah.
so cool. So during that process, Vale, did you do all of that by yourself, or did you get help like from the website that you applied for, or?
No, yeah, you get help. Like you have like they have people to help you. So you just kind of sign up and then they contact you and they help you through the process. You have like a meeting where they tell you everything, how is the process going to be, how much it costs, like every step. And yeah, you always have help, but yeah, it's not like very complicated. It's just like to fill your profile, and after that, just to find your family, and then visa process, and that's all.
I know you mentioned like your account got activated. Was that a process, or did it take?
Yeah,
some time?
because like their office, like the main office of them, is in Boston.
Okay.
So you have to wait until Boston like approve your profile. So they have to approve like that you have. Because you have to have like certain references of taking care of kids.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to call like the people that you put in there and to make sure that that's right, that you actually took care of those kids.
The
Right.
verification.
So they have to do all of that and then like, yeah, just to see if you're like,
legit.
yeah.
You can take care of kids.
Yeah, that was gonna be one of my questions, like the requirements.
Yeah, okay. The requirements are like you need to be between 18 and 26 years old.
That's very
Okay.
specific.
Yeah, because you have this is actually, I mean, au pair is like a fancy word for nanny, but this is a cultural exchange. So you have to be like in the age that you're still studying or you just graduate,
That makes
or
sense.
like you can be like older than that. Because one of the requirements for the visa is that you have to be studying or you have to be working in what you study.
Oh, okay.
So that's the first requirement. Another is you can have kids and you can't get pregnant here.
You can't.
You can't.
Right.
Yeah. You can be married and yeah, basically that. Oh, you also have to have a driver's license. And
Like
yeah,
in the state or back at home?
back at home.
Okay.
And then you got it here, like if your state need it, like if the state where you stay
Requires it.
requires it. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Interesting. So you've gone through the process, you get
Uh-huh.
approved, you've interviewed the families, and you select your family. How fast does that happen?
Is every person is different.
Okay.
For me, it was like I don't know, 2 weeks. We talk once and then we chat a little bit and then we match. But I know there are girls who look for families and they just don't find the right one.
So
it's
after
like
you
different.
matched, how quick were you here in Iowa?
Oh no, for me that was long
Yeah.
because I matched in April and then I came here in August, like the first.
Oh, okay.
So it felt long, yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be like that. Like you can match, and as long as you have your visa, you can
go.
just travel. So sometimes it's even just a month or something. For me, it was like 3 or 4.
Do
So,
they end up paying for your travel expenses, Vale, or do you have any other
Yeah,
expenses?
what cost you? Yeah. What
Yeah,
cost you?
for us, it costs money. Like you have to pay the agency for the contact because you can also be an au pair in different countries. Like in France, you can be in England, China, I don't know, Germany, like everywhere.
Wow.
But those countries don't need like an agency to get through. Like you can just contact a family and go there. But the United States require that you have to be through an agency. So
they can sponsor you, basically.
Yeah,
your
like a
visa.
sponsor. So that's why you have to pay an agency. So for me, it was like by that time, probably now it's different. It was like 1,300 something. Yeah, like dollars. Yeah.
Okay.
And you also have to pay for your own visa and everything. But the flights are paid by the family, like by the host family. They pay like the flights. They also pay like the agency. So that's what they use to pay your flights and everything. But I don't know how much
How's
it
it
now.
been, Vale? Like, is it what you thought it would be being an au pair? And what does your family say?
Yeah.
My family, okay.
She was like, hold on.
How was that?
My mom has always been supporting me. Like she's like, yeah, just go do it. Because even when I came here, my mom was in a hospital. So I was like, oh no, Mom, I'm not going to go. But she was like, no, just go. I mean, I'm just going to get up and whatever.
Oh.
But with my dad and my older brothers, they were like, why are you going to go there? Are you just going to go change diapers? Like, what is you don't need to do that. And I was like, yeah, but I want to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
You wanted the experience.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, even now that I extended, because like the program is for a year, and then you can extend like 6 months, 9 months, or a year.
Okay.
So that's the max, like 2 years. And I extended 6 months, so I'm staying till February. And one of my brothers he was like, what are you going to do? Like, you're wasting your time. Like, right? Yeah, because it's like you're not getting anything there. Like, you're not gaining like experience in your work or anything. So he was like, yeah, but I don't know. I'm not ready to say goodbye to my babies.
Yeah, that would be hard.
That
getting
connection,
attached.
the relationship.
Yeah, because they always like prepare you to come here. Like we have like capacitación, like to come here and everything, like how different culture is, like how to raise kids in the United States, whatever. But they never prepare you to say goodbye, like to when it's time to leave. So it's very weird. It's a very weird feeling right now.
My bad.
Yeah.
How old are the kids that you usually take care of?
So one of them, the youngest, is just 8 months.
No.
And the girl is 3. She's going to be 4 in November. And the boy is 6, like the oldest.
So tienes 3.
3. Yeah. See, this is like the family with more kids that I interview with. Like the other ones were just 1 kid or 2, and then I came here.
Yeah. If you could do it all over again, you think you would like do the same? Like you didn't mind having 3 kids to watch after?
Yeah, I don't care because I love my family.
Yeah.
Like every experience is different, and what you're looking of the experience is also different, because I know there are girls that are only coming to save money, so they only want like to be an employee, and that's all.
Yeah.
But the actual cultural change that you have like a second family in another country or something, and for me that was very important. Like I didn't came here for the money or anything. I came because of the experience.
I love that.
Yeah.
So for me, like the most important part of everything was the family, because I really wanted like a good family actually where I can feel like part of the family. And since the first day, like I always feel part of this family.
That's so
good.
sweet.
They made you feel welcomed.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah, it's a good family. Like
Absolutely.
Jamie knows.
I love how you even say like my family, you know? Like,
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
is
they're
your
my family
Yeah.
right now.
That's so sweet. And I think like, you know, even as like I'm sure the parents feel that from you too. And hasta con
I
más
hope
a
so.
gusto, you know?
Yeah. So the feeling of saying goodbye is really weird, because I mean I still have like 4 or 5 months, but it's already like I'm already feeling emotional about it.
Yep.
Because it's like you're going home and you're ready to go home, but you're living at home here,
Right. Oh,
that's
girl.
true.
and
That
you
is
don't
so
know
true.
if you're going to see them again or something. I mean, I hope I do, and I don't
Right.
think it's going to be that hard. Like I only get to get a visa, and they only need to go visit me.
That's it, y'all.
The trip.
But yeah, it still is like that thing that you don't know if you're going to see them again, and that is your home.
Es parte de tu corazón también,
Sí.
¿verdad? Creciendo
Sí.
con ellos, ayudándolos a crecer.
Sí.
Beautiful.
So how does that work now that you're here in Des Moines? Like, what support do you have from the program still? You mentioned there's other girls in the area.
Yeah, there are another girls in the area, and we have to have like an LCC that is like a coordinator. It's like a person who is in charge of us and in charge of the families, like
sure.
to make sure that we're not like having problems, like the family is not being bad to you or you're not being bad to the kids or whatever. And yeah, this person is like always in charge of us, like paying
Checking
attention,
in and
checking on us.
Okay.
And we have like a meeting every month.
Nice.
So we just meet with the other girls and with this person, and we talk about like how is it going, like are you having problems. So there's also an option if it's everything going bad like or something that you can rematch. So rematch is like you can change your family or your family can change you if they're not happy with you.
And Vale, just to get an understanding for anyone that is considering now maybe an au pair, what is expected of the family? Like, do you have your own room, your own space? Do
Yeah, you have to
live with
have your
them.
own
Like, can
room.
you kind of share a little bit about that?
Yeah, you live with the family. So you have to have like your own room and like your own space. But every family is different. There are families that have like money and they can give you even like your own apartment or something.
Okay.
But in my case, like I live with my family and I live in the basement basically.
Yeah.
No, like my room is in the basement, but I'm always with them. So it's like, yes, you're part of the family. Like it's your home. So you have to have like your own room, and I think you have to have your own bathroom. I don't know if I think you can share with kids, but not like with adults. But I'm not sure about that. Like
Makes
it's not
sense.
like very clear. And yeah, you also have to have like access to transport. Like if there's not public transportation in the area, like they need to let you use the car.
Okay.
So yeah, that's mostly all the families like kind of let you use the car or something.
Ivale, are you on all day, or
I was gonna
do you,
say,
like
what's your
what's
hours?
break?
Yeah, part of it, like part of the program is that you have to be very flexible. In my case, I don't need to because they work like very specific hours. So I'm always with the kids from 8 to 5. And it's always been like the same. Like you can work more than 45 hours a week because it's like illegal for our visa. And you have to have like 1 day and a half per week free and off, like free.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I'm always from Monday to Friday from 8 to 5 with the kids, and then my weekends are always off. So I use those weekends like to travel. You also have like 2 weeks of vacation per year, like they're paid, and yeah. But I mean, with my kids, I don't have like any problems like with breaks or anything because I can eat with them. Like I don't need to like have like a break for doing that.
Sure.
I can just eat with them or do something with them.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
What about your phone? You still have to have a phone, right? That provide one or no?
No, I mean the host family doesn't have to provide a phone, but I think they have to provide like the line,
The service?
Sure.
service.
Okay.
So you can. I mean, it's mostly because you need to be able to communicate with them. So what if you're in the house with the baby or with the kid and something happens and you don't have service because you're not paying for it?
Right.
So yeah, it's mostly like their responsibility to make sure that you have something to communicate with them, basically. But yeah.
Okay. And how many au pairs do you think are around the Des Moines metro area?
Des Moines, I think we're
In
all in Des
surrounding.
Moines. We're all in Des Moines, like 13 girls or something. I think the only one who's a little bit far from us is one that lives in Prole,
Oh,
but I'm not sure.
What?
Prole?
Iowa.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I'm not sure how far is that like from the metro area.
Do you guys hang out?
Usually, I mean,
What do you do on the weekends?
That's what I wanted to know too.
It has changed because when I came here, we were like more like a group. Like
Okay.
we all hang out together and everything. But right now it's like just small, separate groups. So we don't see each other a lot. Like there are a couple of girls that I haven't met yet. Like there's even one girl that I haven't met her, and I think she's already been here for almost a year.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just different because
so that meeting one time a month is not mandatory.
it kind of is, but I mean, I haven't been in all of them because if you're traveling or something, like
Yeah.
you're not going to cancel a trip because of that meeting. It's not that important because you can always call your LCC and just tell her what she needs to do. She needs to know, sorry. And and yeah, so I don't know. It's different. For me, I'm not very outgoing. So with the girls that I hang out, we just go like to the movies.
Yeah.
We just stay at home and watch movies. We just go eat and that kind of stuff, walking and everything. I have been like out in the downtown like a couple times, but it's not really my thing.
Yeah.
But I know there are girls who just go out every weekend and they just have fun a lot. And I also like to travel. So I've been to a couple places in the United States. Like that's one of the reasons that I came here, because it's like an easier opportunity to actually know the States.
Where'd you go, or where's your favorite place you've been?
I really love New York, but I haven't been to Chicago. So
Okay.
So I'm going to Chicago like next week. So I think I'm going to like that because my host mom says that it looks a lot like Medellin, where I'm from. So
Really?
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
yeah, she said that it's very similar. So like somehow, like of course I think Chicago is probably bigger, but yeah. So I think I'm going to love Chicago. But my favorite place being New York. It's
Yeah.
just,
You were just in Chicago
I was just in
For-
Chicago.
for the Rebelde concert.
Yes,
Oh.
girl, it was so much fun. Yeah. I'd show you some videos. But
Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, look at this. Te iba a preguntar. Okay, so some au pairs that you have met are probably like haven't had as nice of a,
yeah.
are not as happy as you have been. So
Yeah.
what are some crazy stories you've heard?
Okay, I have heard stories that the host dad kind of locked the girl in a room. Oh, they just didn't like her, and they put like all of her clothes and her belongings to the streets or something, and kind of in the middle of the night just go. Like,
Oh,
you need to
wow.
leave my house. Or they just have had problems, and I don't know. I have heard a lot of stories, but I can remember one right now. And yeah, there was
wild.
there was one girl that came here to the States. Like, she wasn't here in Iowa, but
Okay.
in the States, like the same week that I did. And so we always come like kind of Thursdays or Fridays. Like, that's the day that you always come here. And then you have like the weekend, like 3 days at least to kind of know the kids, and then you start actually working. So she came here on a Thursday and she started working on Monday. And then Monday afternoon, the host mom took it out of the house, like echó de la casa.
Really?
Yeah, she said that the girl wasn't able to take care of kids, but she didn't need. I mean, it was just one day. She needed
Yeah.
a chance.
Oh, wow.
But yeah.
No me puedo imaginar, like, that experience to go to, one, a brand new country.
Mm-hmm.
Two, you're living with someone else's family you've never met except maybe a few
Yeah.
times,
Yeah.
¿verdad? And then you get integrated into their way y las maneras en cual ellos quieren crecer a sus hijos, right?
Sí.
Me imagino. Like, what an adjustment, and also what a blessing, as you've seen, y las experiencias que está agarrando
Yeah.
uno.
Yeah, well, there are girls like one of my biggest fear was the food here.
Oh,
Because
that's legit. That's
Yes,
legit.
that's a good fear.
because I mean, I know it was going to be different, but there are girls, like, I've heard stories about girls who, like, the host family leveled the food or something. I don't know how to say it.
Like, weighs it? ¿O
No, like, las separaban como que en el refrigerador, entonces ponían como, este lo puedes comer, este no.
Oh,
hell no.
Oh, labeled.
interesting.
Label, yeah, that.
Oh.
So, it was
Oh my God.
so for
That's
me, it was
wild.
like, oh my God, what if I can't
Oh,
eat?
por you. Like,
Yeah.
no tengo mi comida. Nomás
That's
para-
funny that she says that, but we had to tell our au pair, like, you're not going to have to worry about food. Like, we always, have so much food around. Like,
Yeah.
you're going to be good. Like, you're going to eat good. You might gain some weight. Like,
Yeah.
We
Like,
always
we-
gain
yeah.
weight here. Like, that's a problem that all of the au pairs had.
Oh,
Because
wow.
it's like you're always gaining weight here. I haven't gained that much, but it's because my host family, like, we kind of eat healthy.
Yeah.
Good.
So we
and you're
eat
active
good.
too. Like,
And yeah, and you're with the kids and stuff, but yeah, like, that's always a problem. And I have gained like 12 pounds since I'm here or something. It's like,
Well, you look
she's
great.
like, not that much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
so
not
yeah,
that
you look
much,
good.
but I know about girls that have gained like, I don't know, 20 kilograms even. So I mean, that's a lot. So it's just the food. We think that is just like the chemicals and everything.
Absolutely.
That's a whole other topic.
Yeah.
For sure.
We ain't touching
Write that topic down.
Jot it down
That's so interesting. Thank you for sharing all of that. I honestly had no idea this was even available. Like, it makes me, like, sometimes, you know, I think as entrepreneurs and as business owners, like, and women, like, we get afraid of, like, not spending enough time with our kiddos, or, like, who's going to take care of them.
Yes.
And this is such a great option for, like, anyone.
You need to love
It's
kids.
affordable,
Yeah.
you know. Like, we compared it to like daycares.
Yeah,
you
I
know,
was
it's
gonna
affordable.
say.
Yeah,
It's
We
also
compared it-
cheap for the host families, like to do this
Yes.
kind of.
yeah. I think overall it's like around 20 grand a year.
Mhm.
You know,
That's fantastic.
yeah.
Because I've heard, like, even just childcare right now, it's like, what,
Girl.
a grand a month or something? Is that being
That's different.
conservative?
That's conservative.
Yeah.
Dependiendo cuántos hijos también. Imagínate uno de 3.
Yeah.
And imagine just that, like, I was getting anxious. I was like, okay, my first kid, like, what am I gonna do? You know, I didn't think about it till I was pregnant, you know, and then I was like, I don't want him to go anywhere. I even, like, am I gonna have to quit my job and, like, be a stay-at-home mom? You know, like, I was like, we can do that, you know, like, I was just
Right.
thinking of everything. I was like, who am I gonna feel comfortable with?
So it's
But
very
no.
good to have somebody like at home.
Yes,
you
and
can
that you
trust.
trust, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're there all the time, you know. That's even more comforting because we're gonna really get to know her.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know,
So, Jamie, you had talked about you're in the process of hiring one, right?
Yeah, so we've matched. So
Okay.
now, like, they're booking her flight, like, this week,
Oh, wow.
When does she come?
December 15th.
December 15th.
Yeah, it's a Friday.
Oh,
she said come
wow.
on Thursday.
Thursday or
I
Fridays.
know.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
so she'll be here December 15th.
But she's
and-
really nice.
Yeah,
I
she's
know
really
her.
nice.
Oh, you
Really?
know her?
Kind of, I mean, we have chat.
Yeah.
That'd
Yeah.
be so cool.
Yeah, she's super nice. Actually, so her host family.
He's looking for my replacement.
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
they already have my replacement.
Yeah, so they talked to Puss, the girl that we are matching with that's
Yeah.
coming, and then they're like, they decided not to match with her because, you know, just a little bit of the language barrier and the kids, and maybe the kids not understanding her or something. But then they're like, but actually, she's like, my sister and her wife are looking for an au pair, and I think you'd be perfect for them. And then we're like, really? Okay. So then we decided to connect with her. We had our first video chat, and we're like, yep, it's literally like a dating thing. And you're like,
yeah.
That's what
Like
I
a dating app.
envisioned.
Yeah.
yeah, that's what it really is. You're connecting with people, so you're like talking to multiple people to see like who's gonna be a good fit. And this girl was really like, I think she's gonna. Everyone agrees gonna fit in with our family really well.
That's so
Wow.
cool.
Yeah, we got to talk to her mom, her aunts, like,
Aw.
and they also, you know, they made us feel good
Yeah.
about choosing her, you know, and how she is as a person, and she's just so loving and caring. And I was like, okay, that's what I want to hear, you know, that
Yeah.
someone's gonna take care of my
Absolutely for your
kid.
baby.
So on
Yeah.
your end, Jamie, how was the process for you?
Oh yeah, on the other side.
Yeah.
So at first, I was just like, okay, like I wasn't even sure I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Right. And then only because like I'm like, what? I was like, that sounds
To
like
have a
something like
person living with you.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a big thing.
that. And then
Yeah.
the other part of me was like, are we that bougie? Like,
Yeah.
we're gonna have a nanny that lives with us? You know, like, can we even do that? You know, like,
Well, when you said,
Yeah.
I'm like, well, damn, money.
yeah. So then, we decided to do it. And then at first I was like, okay. So Maria had, of course, taken the lead on this, created our file, because we have to create a file too
Okay.
that talks about us. We can upload pictures. You know, we uploaded our dogs, the girls, like, you know, our
Yeah.
house or whatever.
The chickens?
No, the chickens didn't make it.
Oh,
I know.
that's fine.
I think you could only upload like 10 pictures.
Sorry, I
So
had to
they didn't make
ask.
the cut. Yeah. But yeah, so then Maria had put all these people that she liked in our file. And then so I was reading through all of them, and then they also make personalized videos so they can
like
she can hear
answering
'em.
some questions.
Yeah. So I was watching some videos, and then I'd see like hair flips and stuff. I was like, nope, next. Like, yeah, just like the littlest things I was
She's
really
swiping
thinking about.
left.
Yeah.
Like,
But
Yeah.
you need to get to a point that you need to be like very picky
Oh.
because there are a lot of girls. So you need to like be very picky with like just
what you're
very
looking for.
little things.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah, for sure. So I definitely felt like I'm a more pickier than Maria, you know? And so, yeah, I was reading their stuff, and then, you know, and then we interviewed one of the girls, like the girl from Colombia. She was one of the hair flippers, but Maria liked her. So I was like, okay, like, you know, like let's talk to her. And then we talked to her and we liked her. She had a lot of energy. Like up here, they do personality tests.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I pulled up the personality test of the ones I really liked to kind of see where they tested and what they're kind of like, you know, tells you if they're extrovert, like introvert, like a bunch of different things. And this one was like high up on like the extrovert, like loud, you know? Yeah. And then the one from Brazil that we talked to, she was like lower. So she was like an introvert. You know, I was like, okay, I can't have one that's too much of an introvert because my family's like in the middle, you know, and I don't want her to be locked up in a room.
Right.
And we're like, hey, we're like, let's go play soccer outside, you know, or whatever. So anyways, and then they told us about Paz. So then we connected with her. We chatted with her and we're like, yeah, she's like the perfect, like she does CrossFit so she can bond with Maria on the CrossFit thing. You know, she can use her gym or whatever. She plays soccer, so I might invite her to play indoor with us, you know? So just like, and the girls talked to her and they really clicked. And that's important. Although she's not going to be taking care of the girls because they're old enough, it's good if they're going to be in the same household that they're going to get along and stuff, you know? So we had to think about like just all these things. That she like dogs, she allergic to dogs, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. But you can also like filter like what you want, even by if you have a boyfriend or not. Like that's part of the filters.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, because the one that your host family chose next has a boyfriend.
Yeah, she has a boyfriend.
And I know Cameo, her host mom, mentioned that one of the questions that the au pair had was, can he come visit?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that was very important for her. And yeah, I mean, my host parents are fine with that, so
yeah,
they match.
And apparently she was talking to somebody else and they weren't okay with him visiting.
Yeah, like she talked to other families and she was like telling my host parents, like, I talked to this family, but they were like, no, we don't want you to have a boyfriend. Like, and we will never get him visiting you, like not even family, not a boyfriend. Like, I don't know. I feel like
it's intense.
Yeah,
It's very
yeah.
intense.
And the husband was like, I have kids and I have girls and I have a daughter and I know how it is. I don't know what you do with your life, but we're not going to have a boyfriend here or something like that. I was like, okay,
Like, all right.
so yeah, there are families for everybody. Like,
I love how intense that process is, though. I think that's very important because you learn right away if that family is going to be, if you're going to be able to adapt or match to what their, you know, their values probably are.
One of the funniest things that her host mom asked us recently was like, okay, so you guys don't have kids yet. So what do you message with? Because we message with, you know, you keep in communication. We can video chat as many times as we want. Yeah, keep getting to know each other until she gets here. And she goes, you guys don't have kids, so what do you guys like? Send her pictures of it. Send her pictures of it, you know? Yeah, and I was like, well, we send her pictures of the chickens, or we're like,
making fun of me.
or we'll be like, hey, this is what we're doing this weekend. So just so she sees what kind of lifestyle we live, you know, and she does the same, you know, and or like the other day we went shopping for like what to bring her home in. So showing her a picture of that, just like little things like here and there. You know, which were like they were sending her pictures of the kids and things the kids were doing so that she got to get familiar with the kids. But yeah, that was pretty funny to me. I'm like,
that's so cool. What kind of a investment is that, Jamie, on your end to start off?
What do you mean?
Like, how much did you spend? Do you have any upfront costs on your end?
Yes. So at the very beginning, you pay for, obviously there's application fees and stuff like that. So I think application fee was like $75, and then we had to pay like $450 recently, and I don't know if that's what that's for. We're just like, okay, you know. But then we'll have to pay more. It's around like another $1,100. 11,000. Sorry, 11,000 here, like before she gets here.
For her salary.
No, that's just for the program.
So that's 20,000 más otros 11,000.
So I would say in total it's like 20,000 what you pay. Like
it's like you pay to the agency like 11,000 and then the rest of it's in salary. So we will have to pay her weekly, so she'll have to get paid every Friday, and it's $200.
And do you pay her directly?
Yeah, we'll pay her. Yep,
cash.
we can do cash or
No, we need to get a bank
receipt.
account.
We need they
bank
said
account.
that that's better because then you have proof and like all that stuff.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got
Interesting.
your social security number
Same.
and everything. It's just that you can use it like to work in a
Right.
different thing.
Yeah.
But you have it like every other person.
Yeah. And then one thing she didn't mention though is that so we'll have to pay for the au pair to take like a college class.
Yeah.
Oh,
Up to 500.
Up to 5.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll have to pay for that.
Yeah, because we need to do like 6
Continue
credits
it.
per year. So it's like actually like
yeah.
cultural
What did
exchange.
you take?
I took English classes.
Okay.
I mean, there aren't a lot of options here in Iowa because
The
like,
English classes are free at DMAC.
Yeah, I took those. I took the free ones. And yeah, and for my extension period, I only have to do 3 credits because it's only 6 months and I'm going to do a French class.
nice.
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
So what's next for Vale before
Yeah.
we wrap up?
Like, what's next when?
Yeah,
Like-
what's next? Because you were talking about, and you have 6 months left
Oh,
of your
okay.
extension. So, ¿qué viene? What's next after that?
After that, back home, I hope I can start working. So I need to renew my medical certificate. So as I said, I'm a flight attendant. So I hope I can get a job in that. So I'm going to start applying. And yeah, just to start working, like just to start be a grown up.
Yes. And you had one question that we always ask our Latinas.
Yes,
Remember?
I do.
That's Maria pausing, getting time
I'm like,
to
I
think
do
about.
have a question.
She's like,
no,
let me
what are
look at my phone.
It's like, give me just a second. No, I would say, I hope this is the question, but what's one suggestion that you would tell our guests if they are looking to become
An au pair. Like to think about if you really like kids because you're going to spend like a lot of time with them. And I know there are girls who come here and then they don't like kids.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. Also, that you need to be aware, like you're coming to work, like you're actually coming to take care of the kids. It's not just fun and traveling. Like you're actually coming to work.
Yeah.
And yeah, just to have fun and be open to everything.
I'm going to have pause listen to this
Yes.
episode.
Yes.
I'm kidding.
Thank you so much for
Yeah.
sharing. This was so informational for me too. I'm like, maybe sit down.
And maybe in the future.
One quick question.
Yeah.
What do you think has rooted you into
I
Vale?
feel like my family, like
Yeah.
that's everything for me, like mostly my sisters. So being the youngest is like you have a lot of role models to follow. And my sisters, they been like very great women. So I feel like they like,
Oh, I
Um,
love that.
Shout
I'm
out
who
to
I
our
am
sisters.
because
Yeah.
of them.
Shout out,
Yeah.
sisters. Okay,
Yes.
guys. Well,
Well,
thank you
you
for
so
joining.
much, Vale.
Yes.
Appreciate you
you.
sharing your experiences, your
you.
stories. Y pa' adelante.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank
you
you, everyone
guys.
who's
Thank you,
listening. We'll see
listeners.
you next time.
This podcast is brought to you by Infinite Resources, a local staffing agency connecting diverse job candidates and central Iowa companies.